please rise for the national anthem?
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you, and please be seated.
Please bow your heads with me. Almighty God, we gather here today to celebrate the graduating class of 2020-22. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you for the breath in our lungs and the lives you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for this beautiful day that we get to celebrate with our friends, our families, and our community. Thank you for the teachers and staff who have worked tirelessly to teach, support, and provide for each and every student here. Thank you for the parents and guardians who have guided us through success, supported us through failure, and made us the people we are today. Thank you for this graduating class and their many accomplishments building up to this moment. Thank you for the strength and courage to overcome life's many challenges. Thank you for the victories and the defeats that have shaped us into who we are today. Thank you for the relationships and the memories that have helped us forge our identities. And thank you for the years we leave behind and the years we now face. Although this may seem like the end, our journeys are far from finished. Your plan for our lives is only beginning, and we pray that you guide and empower this next generation of movers, shakers, and world changers. Help us remain true to ourselves and your purpose for us, and take with us the lessons we've learned at the Brunswick County Early College High School. Thank you for bringing us together one last time, not just as a class, but as a Firebird family. I pray again for each and every one of us here today. As we begin the next chapter of our lives, I pray that you watch over and protect us as we travel away from the comfort of our past and into the vast future you have in store for us. In your Son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Good evening, Firebird family. My name is Denise Apsher, and I am honored to be the principal of Brunswick County Early College High School. On behalf of our faculty and staff, myself and Mr. Orrock, we offer a warm welcome to the proud parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins and friends of our graduates. We also want to welcome our honored guest, Brunswick County School Board of Education members, Superintendent Dr. Jerry Oates, Assistant Superintendents Daryl Cheers and Molly White. And last but certainly not least, we want to recognize all the distinguished Brunswick County Early College High School alumni, former faculty, and staff. I want to take a moment to thank our show choir and our former principal, Sherry Skaggs, for leading them. Thank you, Sherry. And show choir and Russie Holland, thank you for your leadership. You sounded great. We are so honored to have you all here today. We've come a long way. I feel so grateful to be together. And now, allow me to address and offer my sincere congratulations to the stars of the day, the 2022 graduating class of Brunswick County Early College High School. Welcome. I told them they should enjoy every step to their seat. They've worked long and hard through a difficult time, and I'm so proud to be honoring them today. However, they would like to take a moment, and in just a moment, I'm going to ask them to stand because they want to honor you, their parents and guardians, grandparents, family and friends, along with Brunswick County Schools, the faculty and staff of Early College, and BCC for helping them every step along the way complete this amazing journey. So graduates, please stand. We are honoring you and you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Graduates, you may be seated. Thank you. So graduates, I bet you've been thinking a lot lately about your futures. Some of you have a clear path and a certain direction you're headed in mind. And some of you, everything may seem a little bit uncertain. Here's one thing I know for sure. The last 2 years have really helped us learn about dealing with uncertainty. It's okay. It's okay for us to not have all the answers. It's okay for us to be bold and make a choice and realize, oops, that wasn't the right one. Let's start again. Let me share what I've observed from this amazing class of students. Class of 2022, you are so intelligent and hardworking. You adjusted to remote learning and then had to adjust to coming back to school face-to-face, wearing masks and trying to stay safe. You stepped out of your comfort zone, and some of you, for the first time, you had to ask for some help. Some help from your peers, from your teachers, and some of you even went to the Learning Center at BCC to advocate for yourself, to get the help you needed. Your hard work paid off and was evident by the prestigious scholarships you earned and the ones you were in the running for, some of the top scholarships in our state. That academic success has also shown by the fact that 85+% of you are headed to the UNC system public universities, private universities, and even several out-of-state universities. Several of you have been in some really cool jobs, and due to your excellence have opened doors leading to a promising career opportunity. One of you is pursuing their career through service in our armed forces, and we are grateful for that. Many of you have worked hard in jobs outside of school while completing this honors high school diploma, associate's degrees, or transfer credit. That's really impressive, you guys. You have been working in your communities and helped your communities at a time when they needed you the most. You are making a difference in your communities, and you haven't even graduated yet. Here's another thing I've observed. You've modeled the 5 R's. The 5 R's is a really rich part of the culture of this amazing school. The foundation of the 5 R's helped you as you navigated through these rough times. You modeled respect and responsibility by the way you serve others. There are infinite service projects you've completed. Every time I turned around, I learned about another thing you were doing that I was not even aware of. You raised money to help provide infant car seats for those in need. You held an Easter egg hunt for children in one of our communities. You helped harvest vegetables that provided food for our local food banks. And you organized a benefit concert featuring local talent to raise money for a woman that was battling cancer. That's just to name a few of the things you've done. I saw you step up as leaders to help others in your community. You grew so much by giving to others. You are making a difference to those in need. You've become fearless. Through seminar, I watched you strive to learn to be fearless with the help of Daryl Bellamy. You learned to act even when you were scared. It required you to believe a little more in yourself, which was a good thing. It also required you to be positive and to encourage others around you to do the same, and sometimes step away from others that couldn't encourage. So Firebirds, you are moments away from being alumni. The world is in need right now for people like you. Let your love reach out. Let people know what we're all about, Firebirds. You have been and will continue to make a difference. May God bless each of you on your journey.
Ah!
Sorry about that. All right. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you all here. And welcome to graduation. It feels surreal to stand here and say that. It feels like both forever ago and yesterday that I first walked through the doors of this school. Over the course of the past 4 or 5 years, some of which were spent struggling through COVID, We've all worked hard to get here, through tears and laughter, long nights both hard at work and with friends, and days spent busy and spent doing nothing. We should all be proud that we've made it here. I've been given the honor of officially kicking off today's ceremony, and to start, I'd like to I'd like to welcome those who helped make this possible. To parents, thank you so much for coming to support us, especially since your guidance is crucial to our success. And of course, a huge thank you to the faculty. Without you, graduation wouldn't be possible. Students need someone to learn from, and all of you have done an exceptional job at that. I think I speak for almost everyone when I say that we will miss you during college. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy the ceremony. But of course, graduation is not about the adults. It is about students closing one chapter of their life and moving on to the next. And it is truly a momentous occasion. Today, we will receive our diploma to realize the goal that we've been working towards ever since enrolling in early college. This is where all our effort culminates, where we are now so close to turning the tassel and becoming adults in our own right. In this moment, we look behind us to say goodbye to high school, collect our lessons learned, and look forward to our bright futures. With that in mind, let's begin.
Class of 2022. Today we turn the corner to embark on a new part of our journey, life beyond the Firebird nest. With this in mind, it is so special for me to introduce our keynote speaker, the Brunswick County Early College High School Teacher of the Year for the 2021-2022 school year, Dr. Dane Fisher. Dr. Fisher holds a Master's of Science in Horticulture from NC State University and a PhD in Genetics from the Pennsylvania State University. He was a college professor for 17 years before joining our Firebird family in 2017. His research publications, awards, and teaching skills, paired with his genuine enthusiasm for science, particularly genetics and biology, make Dr. Fisher a great teacher. In his time outside of school, Dr. Fisher focuses on being the best father and husband he can be. He also loves gardening, previously providing high-end culinary vegetables for over 25 different chefs and restaurants in the Charlotte area. Today, he continues to share his love for plants as the advisor of the BCECHS Plant Club. Dr. Fisher says his goal as a teacher is having students understand that they can learn anything with the right growth mindset and being fearless in how they prepare. I think we can all vouch for the fact that Dr. Fisher's classroom is very hands-on, and he teaches us with a passion and a bit of humor. We can always count on Dr. Fisher to drop some great dad jokes. We are so grateful for our experience with Dr. Fisher as our science teacher. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Fisher to the podium to share his words of wisdom with the class of 2022.
Good God, you made it. I always have to say that first. Reverend Dana McKim at Pfeiffer University always opened graduation with that. Congratulations. These comments that I'm making today, part of them are from a top 40 list of the worst graduation comments. But in hopes that you won't mistake those from my comments, I will cite the author. I've been thinking a lot about what it means for humans to be social. What we missed, what you all missed during the pandemic, and just how important we are to each other. Dr. Andrew Scull, professor of sociology and science studies at UC San Diego, was quoted as saying, "To think of the human brain as asocial or pre-social is deeply mistaken. We need each other." That was really clear during the pandemic. Dr. Scull, an expert on mental health and especially the effect on the homeless, continued to say that we have to recommit to providing shelter, food, clothing, and some semblance of social support to the homeless. In our experience as teachers in the past 2 years, isn't it what we learned and what we missed during remote learning? Being social is so important to us as humans. Supporting each other in person, loving each other. Speaking of love, a shout out to the parents and the guardians. Think about it. Your parents are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they're experiencing. This would be a most opportune time to ask for money. Okay, one of my favorite bestsellers says this: "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I have nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing." As you move forward after graduation, be there for each other, support each other, love each other. In 1993, country music singer Randy Travis had a #1 hit, "Look Heart, No Hands." I think his lyrics have a lot to say for you today and for us all as we move forward after graduation. Be there for others, just like your parents, teachers, administration, and friends have been there for you. The lyrics include, "I remember how I used to feel riding down old 2 Mile Hill, tennis shoes up on the handlebars, paying no mind to the passing cars. No doubts, no fears, just like when you are here. No chains, no strings, no fences, no walls, no net. Just you to catch me when I fall. Look heart, no hands." It took a little time to get up to speed, to find the confidence and strength I need, to just let go and reach for the sky. You know, sometimes it felt I could fly. No doubts, no fears, just like when you are here. No chains, no strings, no fences, no walls, no net, just you to catch me when I fall. Look, heart, no hands. Graduates, you are ready. You got this. Use your heart, no hands. We know you have it. Be there for each other. And dance like nobody is watching. Because they're not watching, they're checking their phones. Okay, I'm going to close with a few more of my favorite graduation quotes from the top 40 list, and then have a special guest visit. Gary Trudeau said, commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing graduate students should never be released into the world without being properly sedated. Okay, I'm almost done. Jon Stewart said, the unfortunate yet truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire thing is an elective. Jerry Zucker said, it doesn't matter that your dream came true if you spent your whole life sleeping. Ann Landers said, and this is my favorite one, the Lord gave us two ends, one to sit on and the other to think with. Success depends upon which we use the most. And my final quote for all of you graduates from Anonymous, when they hand you your diploma, keep moving in case they try to take it back. And last, but definitely not least, a special guest. Clyde the Sloth is here to do a top 10 list. So I'm happy to present. Clyde doesn't like the wind. Clyde the Sloth presents Graduation 2022. Top reasons you will be a smashing success. Reason number 10, if you can see further than others, it is because you stand on the shoulders of giants. By that I mean your parents, your guardians, your grandparents, your faculty, each other. Number 9, you have demonstrated the above and beyond. Number 8, you have support. Once a Firebird, always a Firebird. You're only an email away, and I expect to see you on career day. Number 7, you know how to be fearless. We have 6 R's now. The 6th one is resilience. The first R is respect. The second R is responsibility. The third R is rigor. The fourth R is relationship. The fifth R is relevance. And the 6th R, which you have added because of the pandemic, is resilience. Use your heart, graduates. Love one another. Thank you.
Clyde's gonna stay. North Carolina academic scholars are denoted in high school graduation programs across the state. These students have completed all high school requirements, in addition to 2 levels of world language, 3 higher level electives, and 4 elective credits in a single subject area, while maintaining an unweighted grade point average of 3.5 or higher. If you are a North Carolina academic scholar, please stand and face the audience.
Honored graduates, as principal of Brunswick County Early College High School, I certify these diplomas set forth by Brunswick County Schools and the state of North Carolina. By the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2022 to be graduates of Brunswick County Early College High School.
Families, friends, and honored guests, it is my pleasure to be tasked with reading the names of the graduating class of 2022. Caden Elizabeth Berry. Alexia Jade Bernard. Malachi Keon Bynes. Christian Augustine Cabrera. Jaylee Marie Curran Callahan. Presley Cerrillo. Brianna Shea Cole. Chase Chadwick Crabtree. Sarah Frances Baoyu Cribb. Sophia Marin Cunningham. Gian Rafael Imperio David. Dulce Corelli Dominguez. Leah Alexandra Jorne. JJ Casper Elliott. Jonathan Ray Innes. Serenity Grace Finley. Jonathan Tyler Friend. Tikora Ophelia Galloway. Serena Lee Gardner. Ashley Janelle Jennis. Kaya Simone Glover. Ayana Starlyn Gray. Grace Elise Helbig. Alyssa Rain Hinson. Ressie Grace Holland. Helen Grace Hollis. Genesis Lee Humphrey. Edwin Jimenez Hernandez. Eleanor Louise Cayley. Simon McCormick Lagos Rivera. Danny Ray Lewis. Kasia Ashlyn Lewis. Dylan Riley Malpas. RJ Leon Malpas. Emily Kristalina Marlowe. Mario Jean Marshburn. Courtney Ann Martin. Nathaniel Carlos McIntyre. Dakota Lee McQuaid. Tyson Alexander Melcher. Daisy Madeline Melchor. Lee Dale Michaels. Thomas Kurt Mills. Seamus McCormick Milnamo. Danny Pittman Moore. Claudia Deborah Molina. Ashley Morgan Morrison. Cassidy Louise Nisita. Samuel Robert Evans Patterson. Hannah Lane Pelton. Aria Diane Peterson. Logan James Fluhop. Lindsay Rebecca Poe. Noah Scott Pravat. Donatica Demonet Randolph. Alexandra Storm Reddy. Emily Rendon Bonifacio. Jaden Lee Richardson. Jessica Danielle Sines. Brenna May Self. Garrick Nelson Smenzik. Noah Abigail Somerset. Aiden Royce Stanley. Raekwon Stanley. Asia Linda Steve. Madison Alicia Sturdivant. Easton Isaac Swain. Edgar Joel Torres Ortiz. Samantha Ann Wall. Christian Jones Wallace. Noah James Wallace. Molly Tamayo Walsh. Savannah Lorraine Williams. Lindsay Grace Wooten. Tristan Nigel Zander. Let's give this graduating class a round of applause.
close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keep me awake. I think of what the world could be, reflection of the woman I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams to keep me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You made it right, you made it wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what
the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
for the world we're gonna make. All right, exit stage right.
Congratulations, class of 2022. And now we are going to read your book. The book we're going to have for you is Hello World by Kelly Corrigan. It's happening. You're moving on, Firebirds. Who knows what you'll find out there?
Alexia Bernard, maybe you'll find buildings with banners or balconies with bird cages at Barton College. There could be bases, bats, and balls, or benches, blankets, and barbecues at UNCW for Tristan Zander, Jonathan Friend, Danny Moore, Brenna Self, Garrick Smenzik, Skylar Murray, and Ashley Jennis.
There might even be bobsledding for Lindsay Poe at Western Carolina University. Every now and then, unfortunately, there will be boredom.
No matter where you go, there is always one thing you will always find. People. People will be everywhere at UNC Charlotte, where Grace Helbig and Brianna Cole will be, and with Jessica Sines at Marymount Manhattan College.
People with braids, people with beards, people with burqas, and big tall buns at UNC Greensboro with Alyssa Henson, Malachi Bynes, Ressie Holland, and Aria Peterson. Now, people in ball gowns, people in blue jeans, people with black belts, and one or two in bell bottoms at UNC Chapel Hill with Presley Cerrillo.
There will be boys who belch, and some girls too. There will be people chasing butterflies, and bystanders just being at NC State University with Simon Lagos Riveras, Molly Walsh, Eleanor Cayley, Logan Fluhop, Sophia Cunningham, Noah Pravat, Hannah Pelton, Samuel Patterson, Jean David, Jaden Richardson, Dylan Malpas, Noah Wallace, Chase Crabtree, and Tyson Melcher.
Ballerinas on bicycles, buck-toothed girls and bashful boys, bullies who bully, bossy bus drivers, and people who brag.
There will always be people that brag. But here's the thing. There's more to the belchers and the bashful and the bystanders than you think.
There's more to everyone that you think. So, Takora Galloway, how will you know when you head off to NCA&T? You'll ask, what do you know and how do you know it? J. Lee Marie Callahan and Raekwon Stanley will ask at East Carolina University.
What do you want and why do you want it? Alexandra Reddy will ask from the University of Alabama. Who do you miss and what makes you miss them? Serena Gardner will ask from UNC Pembroke. Who do you love and what makes you love them? Serenity Finley will ask from Brunswick Community College.
You'll become the best question asker the world has ever seen, especially those of you in the workforce, like Noah Somerset, Edwin Jimenez, Dakota McQuaid, Kasia Lewis, Leah DeJourney, Roger Malpass, Asia Steve, Christian Wallace, Lindsay Wooten, Samantha Wall, Emily Bonifacio, Danny Lewis, Adriana Covey, Ayana Gray, Nayeli Hernandez, Amber Richards, Lily Wallace, and Genesis Humphrey.
That's how you'll find out that the butterfly chaser knows how to swim backstroke, like Christian Cabrera and Daisy Melcher, who will be traveling the world. And the bucktooth girl wishes for braces. The ballerina misses her grandpa Benny from Fayetteville State University, where Madison Sturdivant will be.
And the bashful boy loves his basset hound, as Dakota Donatica Randolph will learn from her military travels. The bystander bakes the best banana bread at Colorado State University, which will make Caden Berry very happy. And the girl who burps wants to start a burp bottling business.
And the bully was bullied. That's how he learned to do it. You'll say, how do you make your bun so big and tall? What do you do after you catch a butterfly? Emily Marlowe and Courtney Ann Martin will ask from Johnson & Wales University at Charlotte.
Did you ever back up into a bush or get busted for speeding? And the things they will tell you, oh, the things they will tell you at Cape Fear Community College with Cassidy Nasita, Thomas Mills, Ashley Morrison, Claudia Molina, Jonathan Ennis, and Easton Swain.
Surprising things, scary things, and some very silly things. I bedazzled my bedspread. I have a bird tattoo on my bicep. I dreamt I was playing the banjo on a balance beam made of bacon like Edgar Torres will learn about at Embry-Riddle.
Oh, the people you will know at Campbell University, Sarah Cribb. People who will make you sigh and cry, cheer and wonder, think and rethink when you're at Appalachian State, Helen Hollis and Dulce Dominguez.
People who will make you smarter and stronger, steadier and softer, better and bigger-hearted, and even more beloved than you have always been when you're off to UNC Asheville, J.J. Elliott. Be brave, bravo, and bon voyage, early college graduates of 2022. I love you.
Hi. For those who don't know me, I'm Eleanor Cayley, and as one of the top 10 in the graduating class, I have the privilege of delivering the student address. We were actually given the option for what speaking role we'd like to take, and the address was described to me as the big life lesson speech. And seeing as I've only just filed taxes for the first time, have had exactly one job, and should hopefully be a high school graduate in like 30 minutes. Obviously, I'm qualified to be handing out life advice. In all seriousness, I do have something important to share with all of you. Something I wish I heard before I started high school. Well, something I did hear but simply chose to ignore. And that is to take your life less seriously. All right, admittedly, that's pretty vague. So how about some examples? To take your life less seriously, you've got to lower your expectations, lose your friends, and buzz your head. That cleared it up, right? All right, first, I said you need to lower your expectations. Without any context, that sounds like I'm just telling you to be lazy. However, I'd say that more often than not, we waste our time and energy trying to achieve this distant, perfect goal when we should be spending that energy on doing the best job we can do at that moment in time. A few months ago, we were assigned a senior project on what we learned in our time as a firebird. and I had it all mapped out, the perfect 5-page MLA formatted essay on the importance of leadership. Somehow, though, through work, Christmas shopping, and studying for finals, I'd forgotten all about the project until 11 o'clock at night, whenever it was due. Now, I could have stayed up all night trying to craft the perfect, introspective TED Talk I had envisioned. Or I could spend 40 minutes to write, compose, and record a funny song. Sadly, I don't have the time to show you my musical masterpiece, which I titled Good Enough. But as the title implies, the song is about not wasting your time trying to turn in the perfect assignment, and that sometimes you just need to put in your best effort, have a little fun with it, and tell yourself the finished product is good enough. And that isn't to say have no expectations or have low expectations for yourself. What I mean is that worrying about a grand goal you've made for yourself is stopping you from focusing on the here and now. For any of you who have played a sport, you may have heard the saying, play where your feet are. Worrying about the future is pointless because what you're doing at a certain point in time is the single most important thing you're doing at that point in time. All right, next I say you need to lose your friends. Unless you have really horrible friends, this is obviously some pretty horrible advice. But I don't think it would be a stretch to say that we've all lost friends at one point or another. I know I have. I've lost friends to distance, disagreement, death. Some people have had to cut off, and some people have cut me off. It's easy to start believing that you're better off being completely closed off. But every friend you've lost, even the ones that ended ugly, has left you with meaningful memories to look back on. Some of you may remember Aiden Kibler. Aiden left his junior year to study at the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, which is basically a boarding school for smart people. I remember Aiden quite well because he was one of my best friends from 7th to 10th grade, and we shared some of the best memories together. Every morning before middle school, we'd show each other all of the memes we'd saved the day before, and we'd double over laughing. There was this one time in band when he was getting yelled at by the teacher who was waving his hands around, and I may or may not have been behind the teacher making the same arm movements. Aiden was not happy with me. There was the time his dad had to ask me to the 8th grade formal for him, and I would not let that go. I can't even look at one of those 2 men in a truck movers without thinking of Bessie the Bus and her adventures through the cosmos, even though that makes absolutely no sense to the rest of you. See, I look back on Aiden and I's friendship with joy that we were able to share that time together, limited as it may have been. If you can't let go of that fear of loss and open yourself to others, you'll never get to carry those memories with you. People will come and go through your life, but that doesn't need to stop you from letting new people in. And although the people that pass through may not always be in your thoughts, you will forever carry them with you in your heart. The last piece of advice I give you, to take yourself less seriously, is to buzz your head. I'm not sure if you can tell from where you're sitting, but I have very short hair. Because as you may have guessed, I have buzzed my head recently. But my hair wasn't always this short. It's hard to imagine, but I used to have hair all the way down to my waist. Some of you may remember the first pixie cut I got, or the blonde mohawk I had to be Captain Marvel for Halloween, the many military-style fades, and more recently, the slim, shady blonde buzz cut I wore to be Avatar Aang for Halloween. Point is that I've changed my hair quite a bit through the years, and I myself have also changed quite a bit. I don't talk about it much, but from about 8th grade to the start of my junior year of high school, I was suffering from an eating disorder. Sophomore year, when I had dropped about 25 pounds in under 2 months, I knew that I needed to fix my behavior before it got worse. So, as cheesy as it may sound, I decided that with a big change in my life, I would lob all of my hair off. So, I got my first pixie cut, and more importantly, I began seriously lifting weights. Together, my dad and I began following certain strength athletes for inspiration, and we even got the chance to see the 2019 World's Strongest Man competition together. And it was after seeing that with my dad that he was convinced that I had to do a powerlifting competition of my own. And I made the obvious excuses. Oh, well, I can't compete yet. I'm not strong enough. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna finish last. I eventually gave in, and we trained for 3 solid months to get ready. But that wasn't enough. My dad wanted me to stand out, to be verbally and physically loud. So he got me this bright blue lifting belt, and I actually got all of the strong men we met that summer to sign it. And he managed to get me these bright blue neon Converse that he got the 2019 World's Strongest Man to sign for my birthday. And if that wasn't enough, 2 weeks before my competition, we decided that I wanted to rock the most obnoxious, bright yellow mohawk while on the platform. Added benefit that I basically won at Halloween that year as Captain Marvel. So we get to the competition, and there I am, decked out in neon blue and America-themed equipment, spiky yellow hedgehog hair, and fearing for my life. And like I said, I was terrified that I would finish dead last. But my very first meet, I broke 3 state records, won my age class, and won the open class with all of the grown women. I stuck out like a sore thumb that day. And I learned to really like that about myself. Objectively, the hair and the shoes were over the top obnoxious, but I really liked it. We connect so much of our self-worth on superficial factors, like the stuff we like to do, the friends we keep, even how we look. When you separate yourself from those factors, like hair, you get face to face with who you are beyond all of that. Beyond my own superficial life, I found a strong, confident, and albeit obnoxiously loud young lady. And not to brag, but the powerlifting career is going well, with me currently ranked 8th in the nation in my USAPL age and weight class. So. All right, looking back, I probably could have made this speech way shorter by just telling you to not worry about anything. You know, the whole don't worry about the future or the friends you're gonna make or how other people look at you. But I wanted to give you a glimpse into the obstacles I've overcome, because I know some of you can relate. Some of you have had your own unique obstacles to overcome to be here today. But to take yourself less seriously is to accept that sometimes life just goes wrong. Sometimes when you look up and you think you've got a 100%er in front of you, there's Troy Polamalu waiting for you in the C gap, and you just have to kick it. And for those of you wondering, that's a reference specifically for my dad. Stuff happens. Life moves on. All we can do to make the most of our time here is to live in the moment, love with no consequences, and learn to laugh at yourself. And yes, for those of you wondering, that was a live, laugh, love joke. It just goes to show how incredibly serious I take myself. Oh, and before I forget, shout out to Rachel, to whoever Rachel is. Thank you.
At this time, I am honored to lead the class of 2022 in the turning of the tassel. The graduation tassel is an important part of an ensemble today. You may notice that the tassel reflects our school colors and identifies us as a part of the graduating class of 2022. Throughout history, tassels have been used to adorn furniture and home decor, often signifying the wealth or social status of a family. The tassel we hang from our graduation caps remind us of the formality and significance of today's ceremony. The act of turning the tassel resembles how one would turn the pages of a book, reminding each of us that we are entering a new chapters of our lives. During the commencement ceremony, the tassel is worn on the right side of the cap. Today, we will turn our tassels to the left side, in unison, to signify not only the completion of our high school experience, but our eternal bond as a graduating class. At this time, please join me in turning your tassel from right to left. Again, I congratulate the Firebird class of 2022.
We can't cry while singing.
Don't cry. Suck it up. Miss Gag, stop.
Rising up from the ashes, starting a new life, going through this journey in our Firebird home, starting from nothing. Now we have the world. Firebirds fly together before we're out on our own. Always rising, never falling. Nothing can hold us back, even when the winds of life try to push us down. We stay strong and soar through it all. Keeping our goals in sight. At early college, we thrive in knowledge. Together we find our way. At early college, we thrive in knowledge. Together we find our way.
In closing, I want to thank West Brunswick High School and Mr. Pascal for sharing this beautiful facility with us. Thank you to Daniel Siemens, ATMC, and Audio Plus. We appreciate you all. Lastly, thank you to Ms. Jessup and our staff for planning and executing this beautiful graduation. Graduates, Go use your intelligence, the 5 R's and all you've learned, what you've learned about fearlessness to make a difference in the world. Look out, world. Here they come. Congratulations once again. Remember always, once a firebird, always a firebird. Have a great evening.